What's going on, guys? It's your boy Vision coming at you today with today's video. Now, as you already know, as soon as this video drops at 6 o'clock on a Tuesday, the patch notes for Destiny 2's next update will be out live. And most of it is underlying the fact about sunsetting. We're not talking about that today. We're talking about Stasis. And in those patch notes, there's also stuff on Stasis that needs to be considered and actually took into account with everything else that's been in the future. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, even though the patch notes are already out, we still need to take into account what it's actually asking. So it's actually reducing the impact of Shatter Drive and Whisper of Fishes. So it's looking in towards Hunters and Warlocks. Now, their midterm goal is to look at using Titans and seeing where they go with everything. But because of how broken Stasis is actually already, they need to see what is first before they can bring it back onto Titans to see where they stand. Which is, on their account, probably one of the better things they've ever actually done. But the thing is, not many people actually know what Stasis involves. So Stasis as itself actually involves using your abilities. It's not reliant on them, but it more is reliant on how you use them. So obviously, if you're using the Glacier Grenade as a hunter, then you Shatter Driving straight away and you more or less get an insta-kill. And that could be either with 1 or 2 people. If you're using the Slow Grenade, again, you've got the impact. If you're using Glacier Quake as a Titan, when you slam, you've built up crystals, then all you have to do is melee strike them or slide into them. That's going to destroy them. If anybody's frozen, it's particularly an insta-kill. But Stasis overall is incorporated by the Hunters. As we already know, there's 38% worldwide that main a Hunter, and 32% respectively for both Titans and Warlocks. Around that number anyway. However number you want to put it on with, that's just the case. So there always has been more Hunters in the game at all, at every point of stage since Destiny 1. And again, it's like the idea with the Guardian games at the time. It wasn't because the Hunters had such a massive handicap. It was because the Titans were just being played a lot more that couple of weeks, doing bounties and doing quests. And that was just the case. And that's the case with Stasis along with being a Hunter. But let's actually address the Hunters, Sounds and Squall, Whisper of Fishes and the Shatter Drive overall, because they're the mainly 3 main components of what's actually making a Hunter now. It's not any of the lights of classes anymore, although people still run them. It's how people are actually using Stasis. So as seen within the patch notes with Shatter Drive, the maximum range damage has been reduced from 50 to 5. Now we don't know how that is going to be, and the reduction from it has gone from 50% down to 25%. Due to ability reduction rate. Now we don't know how fully that's going to be in terms of how it's going to affect everything. It's just all been decreased. With the same with Whisper of Fishes, the reduced radius, the detonation and everything, they've all been reduced down to what they think should be the better perspective in how these 2 aspects should actually be run. Now, as mentioned within them patch notes, there is always going to be disadvantages to them all the time. But the disadvantages have actually started since Beyond Light dropped. Now, when Stasis became a thing, and everyone was either loving it or hating it, it didn't matter, because everyone was still running it. Everyone was running it at the time, trying to get used to it, getting involved. And especially when Trials dropped, everyone ran Stasis. I don't think there was one person really who didn't actually run Stasis. It was just as simple as that. When Beyond Light dropped, everybody had Stasis unlocked. They didn't have the aspects or the fragments unlocked, they had Stasis unlocked so they could use it. And with it being the new thing, everyone was on top of it, everyone wanted to try it out. And then they were all complaining. They were all complaining that the Titans were too heavily tanked, that they were too fast with the slide. They were complaining that the Warlocks were just too high up and everything, in which they did get patched, and you can kind of see a balance in them now. But Hunters never got spoken of. Why? Because everyone runs Hunter. But it's not also on the case everyone runs Hunter, it's on the community and all. Obviously, we've already found out that nobody listens to the community. Bungie never listens to the community, they only listen to the streamers. When the streamers come up with something that they want to change and everything, they get the first point of contact, and that's the point of it. So everything really that's being changed is more or less from Reddit users, from streamers, and all that kind of jazz. It's not giving everyone the right direct of everything. But what actually is all these patch notes going to do as a whole in terms of everything that's being patched with Stasis? We don't know. That's still on top of the shelf. And especially with the Titans being looked at in the future, this is what's going to shake people up. Because they've seen the patch notes, but they're going to still complain about Titans using Stasis. Now, it's Bungie's idea that they've done this. They want to see where the Titan stands so they can change it in the future. In my opinion, I'm a Titan main all the way, so in my opinion, I don't think the Titan needs nerfing that much, to be honest. I don't think whatever they change is going to affect them. I think already that there already is balanced as it is with the Glacial Quake. Yeah, in terms of how they actually use Glacial Quake and the actual slam and everything, I kind of want to see a change in that. But it affects everything else because you have the Titan Slam, you have the hammers, everything runs on a duration. If you probably stand there with Titan Slam and a Stasis, Glacial Quake, you're probably going to be stood there maybe about 2 or 3 seconds longer than a Titan subclass from a Titan Striker. Simple as that. And with everything running all the time, you want to see the duration of it, you want to see how capable, how quality, how the agility, how the efficacy. Now, efficacy isn't the right word towards how they're using it in the patch notes. You want to see how efficient it is, because efficacy has a totally different understanding, different meaning. And you use it in the right way, you're going to use it more effectively. If you use it in the wrong way, you might have a longer duration, and that's what people don't understand. Some supers have a longer duration. You get a kill with a golden gun now with a 6 bullet. You get the bullet back and you get to shoot again, more or less. You've got plenty of bullets to go on, so that's why people are running around getting 7th columns, because they're using that super. They're using it more substantially and more impeccably. But in terms of Stasis as an whole, it still needs looking at. It's one of them that not everybody's going to love, everybody hates it, everyone's loving it at the moment or something. It's always something different, and it still needs looking at, it still needs changing. Yeah, they could have done it before Season 12 was actually finished, but if this is what Bungie wants to do, this is what they want to do. I know the understanding that they want to reset the game, basically, and try it from a point of perspective where they don't have Activision in, and that's why sunsetting's taking place, but that's a whole different question. But that's where I'm going to end this video, guys. That's my opinion in what they're using Stasis and what they're seeing it as in the future. Everybody else has a different opinion. If you want to say something different, obviously stick in the comment section below. Don't criticise me or nothing. This is what I think. This is my opinion towards everything. Everybody has their amount of opinion. You don't want to scrutinise nobody. But that's just the way they aspect and the way of living. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's very informative for you. Make sure you like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers and peace out.